I'm sure you've all seen or heard media coverage of a vicious great white shark attack on at least one occasion. The gruesome details, graphic photos, spectator accounts, or maybe media coverage of a plane flying over the beach where the event took place. This photo was taken straight from CBS News, and as you can see, it's following a great white shark attack as his friends are pulling the swimmer out of the water. Now, sometimes media coverage like this can let our fears run wild. Imagine being on vacation near an ocean anywhere, no matter whether you were close to where this event took place or not. If you were seeing this on the news, would you ever feel safe getting back in the water? Great white sharks are very large predatory animals, and hunting means survival. Unfortunately, the misconception that humans are of great danger to this animal has caused the great white shark to become the hunted and altered their status to a vulnerable species. My family and I visit the California coast a few times a year, and we always look forward to beach day. Being educated on the behavior of these sharks and taking the proper precautions has led to us to be fascinated by sharks rather than fear going in the water. So I'd like to share with you some insight into the great white shark's hunting habits, how their behavior can be misunderstood, and how that's led to the dropping populations of this amazing creature. Let me first address the most intimidating behavior, the great white shark's hunting habits. I asked my audience what facts they knew about the great white sharks that led to their behavior reputation. One respondent believed the great white shark to be the largest of the shark species. Now, as you can see from this National Geographic photo, the great white sharks are very large. In fact, according to the Live Science article titled "The Truth About Great White Sharks 30 Years After Jaws," these sharks can be up to 20 feet in length. Although they are not the largest shark, they are the largest predatory shark, and they do require a diet that is very high in fat to sustain their energy needs. Now, seals can be up to 50% fat, and actually eating one seal can provide enough energy for a shark to survive for a few weeks. They hunt these seals at different places during different times of the year. They can be found during different times from Northern California down to Southern California, down to Mexico, and also off the coast of South Africa and Australia. Now, their migratory patterns have actually been slightly disturbed by global warming and the warming of coastal waters. So that is something to watch out for. As I've said earlier, taking the proper precautions are very, very important because their patterns are changing. Although they may be found migrating in groups, the hunt is still an independent effort. Younger sharks under 10 feet in length usually stick near the coast where they hunt fish and smaller prey, and the adult sharks, which are larger, actually hunt offshore islands near the seal breeding grounds. So it is true that these great white sharks are predators, but in reality, we humans don't need to worry about being on the menu. As the Live Science article states, humans don't meet the nutritional needs of sharks, so the chances of being bitten by a shark are very slim. A Channel 4 news article called Sharm el-Sheikh Deaths, Don't Blame the Sharks, estimates that there are between 80 and 120 shark bites per year. Now, this is a number that is stretched out worldwide. So to try to put that in perspective, imagine the miles upon miles of coastal waters and beaches that millions and millions of people visit every day. So great white sharks are typically responsible for about 50% of these attacks. So you can kind of estimate that there's anywhere from 40 to 60 great white attacks, but luckily most of them aren't fatal. This is another National Geographic photo. I liked it because the shark looks like he's smiling. It's just a very nice depiction of what the shark looks like in his natural habitat. So great white sharks are essentially attacking humans by accident. The ocean is not our natural environment, but it is theirs. And when it comes to the oceanic ecosystem, they are at the top of the food chain. So when humans invade their territory, it's only natural for them to be curious about a surfer, a swimmer, or a diver that may even be baiting them just to get a closer look. Unfortunately, the misconception that great white sharks are of great danger to humans has led to careless treatment of these amazing animals. The IUCN Red List for Endangered Species has listed the great white shark as a vulnerable species, which is only one step away from endangered status. The audience agrees it's important to protect the species because of their role in the food chain. Predators play a large role in the oceanic ecosystem, and our way of life has the ability to disturb that balance. As you can see in this photo from National Geographic, the use of our fishing practices has been very detrimental to the health of sharks and other sea creatures. Overfishing not only exhausts food for sharks, but it also deprives the shark's favorite meal, seals, of their food. So we're leaving the animals to find different ways to try to meet their nutritional needs. As the Red List explains, other threats to the great white shark include beach meshing, which is a protective netting around beach areas to try to prevent the sharks from coming in. But unfortunately, the meshing actually entangles them and kills them rather than just repels them. The other thing that is a danger to them is shark hunting. Now, I'm not even talking about only trophy hunting just for souvenirs like shark teeth and fins, but occasionally protective laws over the sharks are lifted by legislations in areas following shark attack incidents in an attempt to lower their already slim numbers. This is a picture of Paul de Gelder. He actually survived a shark attack, and he is an advocate for keeping the sharks safe. He has a quote on this photo here as well. It says, "The ocean is not our backyard swimming pool, and we shouldn't expect it to be one. Its inhabitants need protection, and from those that would do it harm." So even people who have survived these attacks are still advocating for these animals, because it does come down to that understanding that we are invading their territory. We are taking that risk each and every time we enter the ocean. We take all kinds of risks every day, getting in our car, crossing the street. So hopefully you've gained some insight into the behavior of the great white shark that highlights the need for conservation of the species. The great white shark, an essential part of the oceanic ecosystem, is in serious danger of dropping populations. Their predatory habits have led to a misunderstanding of their behavior, and hunting the sharks has led to their vulnerability. I hope the next time you watch a scary shark movie that you actually give a second thought to what you're seeing and how this magnificent beast is being portrayed. I hope you remember the facts, not fear the fiction.